Hello, fellow pirates, and welcome back to Dreadlock Gaming. Today, I'm going to show you my PvP Sharpshooter build that I'm using currently. It will change at a later date whenever more stuff becomes available, but I'm enjoying this. It rips people apart, and whenever I can build one with newer stuff, as soon as things become available, like from the Christmas event and whatnot, this thing's going to kick even more ass. So, let's get down to it. I'm going to go and show you the build in action. Then I'm going to go over the build with you. We're going to go over here because this is one that I need. I like this thing. It hits like a ton of bricks. Oh, it's a level 12. But you will see how hard it is. I know it's a level 12, but just that fast. It rips people apart. He didn't put up much of a fight because I'm sure he knew he was outgunned. But this thing hits like a freight train. I could build it with some other guns, but I don't want to tear apart some other ships that I really like using. That also hit like a freight train. So this is what I'm using right now. And it's just hard-hitting long gun shot after hard-hitting long gun shot repeatedly. You rock between front and side, and you've got 10 long gun shots just repeatedly over and over and over again. It's ridiculous. I mean, I love it. I love this ship. Long range, hard hitting, explosive hits. Not explosive hits, but it just hits so hard. With it being long guns and it being extra damage the further out you are, the key to this build is taking them out before they get near you. So, getting good with long guns, getting accurate with long guns at range is key to this build. It's what you gotta do. You have to get good with the long guns in order to be able to do it properly. I have a manufacturing defense coming up, so let's get back to port. And I will show you the build. Like I said, I know this guy was level 12, but it demonstrates how fast it can tear a ship apart. I've torn sandbooks apart that are level 13 just as fast as I killed this level 12. I've destroyed junks just as fast, 15-20 seconds. I've taken out snows, barks, other sharpshooters, other Garudas, whichever you prefer, Garuda, Sharpshooter. It's a great ship. And as soon as I get over here, I'll show you how I have it built. It is fully upgraded. So, so they were fixing that. Guess not. All right. Now, let's look and see what we have. Get that repair. All right, the Garuda. Barrett 50 cal is what I named mine because it hits like a tank. Alright, it is upgraded to level 6, so maneuvers faster with a knack for hunting down fleeing ships. This would be a good ship to use for cutthroat cargoes. And this would probably be a good build to use for cutthroat cargoes. It specializes in dealing damage, status effects, DPS, favors aggressive playstyle. You have Deadeye. Deadeye. Weapon damage is increased based on how far you are from the target, capped at 80%. Piercing weapons deal 20% more damage. When your whole health is 40% or lower, increases armor by 1,000. And trimming no longer costs stamina for 10 seconds. This effect has a cooldown of 40 seconds. Then you have Revolver. Increases weapon damage by 30% when hitting a target with punctured. The target long gun, or the long gun, is no longer a top deck only weapon when equipped on the bow. Bow is the front of the ship. Long guns equipped on the bow deal 10% less damage and have 20% longer reload times. This build negates a lot of that. Then you have Deep Blue, which improves turning speed and traverses when traversing seas. Whole health is low. Brace strength is low. Speed and trimming, not all that great. So it's not very fast. It's not a great maneuverable ship. Doesn't have a lot of health, but it's a good ship. This thing is not meant to be up close and personal. This thing is meant to kill targets before it gets to you. Now, let's go and look at what we have. Weapons. We are running Skurlocks, long nines all the way around. With what we have, we are doing 4157 damage with all the bonuses that we have. That's not bad for base for your base damage on that. You have Mass Breaker. 7,000 damage after Torn Sails effect is applied. Piercing damage, 30% is piercing damage. You also have Tearing, increased damage by 50% when hitting sails. So, the reason I'm using Skurlocks is I don't want to rip off my Divine Thunders off of my Badar, because I love my Badar the way it's built. Whenever the Divine Thunders become available, either from Blackwood or the black market, I will be buying probably a couple of sets of them. I'll probably be getting 9. That way I'll have 3 total sets. I'll be getting as many as I can. 9 is the minimum number I want to get. That way I would have a total of 12. So we're using Skurlocks long nines all the way around. We are using the Crouching Tiger because I built this for PvP. If you were going to use it, say, for the level 16 Vikram, I would throw on the Blightkeeper so that you can bubble. That's the only thing I would change about this for fighting the boss. Everything else, you can do PvP with it the way that it's built. Now I would just change the auxiliary to the Blightkeeper for fighting the Vikram, level 16 Vikram. The armor we are using is the Tanashaha. I may be pronouncing that wrong. It's got 15% explosive, 15% flooding, 15% burning, 20% piercing, 10% electric. Now, the reason we're using this, and this is the armor that you want to use whenever you're fighting the levels Vikram. While bracing reduces the duration of negative status effects by 10% of the maximum duration every second. The reason you want to use that whenever you're fighting Vikram is because he puts out his toxic debuff more than every 45 seconds. And 45 seconds is how every 45 seconds you can use one of your repair kits that can cleanse debuffs on you. So this will help you get rid of them just by bracing. And you have reinforced, reduces damage taken from the punctured status effect by 25%. And this is what I'm using for PvP too. That way, if you're getting hit and they debuff you, and your repair kit is on cooldown, then you can just brace and watch it tick away super fast. Now, furniture. This is for PvP as well. Tooling's Guidance. Hitting a weak point increases damage dealt by the next weak point hit within 8 seconds by 30%. Increases damage to weak points from front weapons by 12%. Reduces reload time of front weapons by 7%. So you're getting rid of that debuff to the front weapons right there. And you're getting rid of some of the reload speed. Then, front powder kegs, 10% more damage to the front. So you've completely gotten rid of the damage reduction on the front weapons and boosted them by 12% if you're hitting weak points. No damage reduction if you're not hitting weak points. Then, long gun works. Secondary damage of long guns by 19%. That's great. And we're using long gun grinder to increase the projectile speed of long guns by 15%. The reason I'm using this, so I can get those shots out to the target from a long way faster, which means I don't have to lead the target as much, and I don't have to lead the weak spot if I'm trying to focus the weak spot as much. Gives me better chance of hitting the target and hitting the weak spots without having to guess with leading the target if it's moving and everything. Then, because we're using Skurlock's Long Nines, we're using the Langrage barrels, however you pronounce that. Increases charge rate of torn cell status effects by 8%. Increases duration of torn cell status effects on the target by 8%. And Chains Locker. It's a Season 1 gray. Increases duration of torn sails effect on enemy ships by 10%. So, you tear their sails faster, and you make them sit there for longer. That's the whole point of this ship. Hit them from long range, slow them down, do lots of damage, keep them from moving. It works great in PvP. It works good in PvE. And if you were to change, if you were to use it to fight the level 16 Vikram, all I would do is change out the auxiliary from the Crouching Tiger to the Blight Keeper, the shield buoy. And there you have it. That is my Garuda or Sharpshooter PvP/PvE build. I hope everybody gives it a try whenever I have more stuff available to use from other ships, or to use whenever it becomes available. The Divine Thunders, whenever I can get more of those. The new fire long guns that are coming. I'll have a couple of ships for building with those. Those are going to be really good. Anyway, give it a try. I hope everybody likes it. Thanks for watching Dreadlock Gaming. Keep an eye out for more Skull and Bones videos coming soon. Hit that like button and that subscribe button. Leave a comment and do me a favor. Watch the video all the way through. It really helps the algorithm. Gets it out there for more people to see. I know I took some time off before. I just got burned out last season. But I'm back. Thanks for following Dreadlock Gaming. Y'all take care. Have a good night.